everybody? Welcome to episode number 263 of Bill Man the Sport Guys podcast. I'm your host, Bill Man the Sports Guy. Always remember, for the latest weekly news of the NFL, NBA, MLB, NHL, college sports, WNBA, this is the podcast to be. All right, here we go. We got breaking news, and the details have officially came out. The Los Angeles Rams have acquired defensive end Myles Garrett from the Cleveland Browns in exchange for offensive linebacker and rush Garrett Verse and a 2027 first-round pick, a 2028 second-round pick, and a 2029 third-round pick. So we all know draft picks, right? You swap draft picks up, down, you know. But I think the Cleveland Browns, obviously, trading Myles Garrett is going to hurt. Myles Garrett is a beast of a defensive player. He is arguably one of the greatest ever. He has been averaging 15 sacks in the last 8 years. Also broke the all-time sacks record a couple seasons ago. And losing him is going to hurt. But Garrett Verse, I'm very curious to see how he's going to do in his first full season with Cleveland. While I sometimes still can't understand the direction or even understand what way they're going in terms of the Cleveland Browns. But adding Garrett Verse, it's going to be interesting to see how he does. But at the same time, yes, Myles Garrett, losing him is going to absolutely stink for the Browns and their fan base. But at the same time, we all knew it was going to happen at some point. Now, from the Los Angeles Rams standpoint of view, holy upgrade. Myles Garrett is absolutely going to help boost the Los Angeles Rams defense, in my opinion. And I believe the Rams have completely jumped the rankings in terms of Super Bowl favorites, also in my opinion, because wow, watch out for the Los Angeles Rams in 2026. It's gonna be insane. All right, we got our next one. Odell Beckham Jr. is back with the New York Giants. I am not even kidding when I say that. Odell Beckham Jr. is reuniting with the New York Giants. Now, the contract has not been announced as of yet, but if I anticipate, I think it might be a one-year deal. Now, Adam Schefter did report on it, and the Giants, they're getting back a player that, they're familiar with, and, you know, and they're going to sign him after they brought him into a workout. But adding Beckham Jr. to a young Giants team, I think he's going to be a good veteran presence for the Giants. And I hope he doesn't retire, but if he does, why not do it in a New York Giants uniform? Then other NFL news to discuss, which is basically, now we have major breaking news. Adam Schefter actually just posted this. A.J. Brown is actually going to the Philadelphia Eagles. He is going to the New England Patriots from the Philadelphia Eagles, that is, in exchange for a first-round pick and a 2027 fifth round. The first-round pick is actually from 2028. Now, it has been speculated on for several weeks, and it's finally happened, as A.J. Brown is going to reunite with Mike Vrabel, a former Vrabel who's honestly the Patriots head coach, but Vrabel also had a stint with the Eagles as a member of the staff. And to be honest, I think this is fine. I think adding A.J. Brown to a young New England Patriots team will definitely help out Drake May a lot. But as for the Eagles, I am so sorry, Philadelphia Eagles fans, but where do the Eagles go from there? Let me know your thoughts in the comments on the section below on YouTube at Billman Sports Guy. And you can also let me know your thoughts and opinions on Twitter at Billman Sports, Instagram at Billman Sports Guy, and here on YouTube at Billman Sports Guy, because I think the Eagles just downgraded after trading A.J. Brown. Now, not only did the Giants brought back Odell Beckham Jr., they also added Braxton Berrios, and they also just signed former Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver Juju Smith-Schuster to a 1-year deal. Term money length has not been announced, but I think this is the Giants trying to improve with Jackson Dart as their quarterback in year 2. And fine contract, 1-year deal, the least consequential. And I think the Giants might be a team to watch out for, in 2026. All right, let's get to another thing. We got the NBA Finals and the Stanley Cup Finals announced for 2026. Let's start with the NBA. So the NBA Finals is officially announced. It's the San Antonio Spurs versus the New York Knicks. And this is honestly good. This is honestly going to be a pretty exciting NBA Finals, in my opinion, because you have a very young San Antonio Spurs team with a superstar in Victor Wembanyama, and going up against a New York Knicks team who have came back. They've been on a pretty dominant run, and this is the best season they've had in years. The last time these two versed each other in the NBA Finals was back in 1999. And who won? The Spurs. And also, I'm really entertained because with Jalen Brunson, who, if the Knicks win it this season, I think he immediately deserves MVP for the Finals, because it's amazing to see how the Knicks have done ever since Jalen Brunson has joined their team. And the way the Spurs have been drafting, and including grabbing Victor Wembanyama in the recent draft, in 2024, I'm trying to remember off the top of my head, this is going to be really exciting. And also, the crazy fact, this is now going to be the 8th season where a different team will win a championship. And it started back in 2019 when the Toronto Raptors won. So, overall, I think the San Antonio Spurs are going to win the Finals in 6 games. I think the Knicks are going to give it their all, but I think Victor Wembanyama and the crew, they're going to be way too much for the Knicks to handle in the NBA Finals. Now, we jump to the Stanley Cup Finals. The Carolina Hurricanes versus the Las Vegas Golden Knights. Give me Carolina Hurricanes in 6. While Vegas went on a solid run in the Stanley Cup Finals playoffs so far, but since we're now in the Finals, I think Carolina's just going to be way too much for the Vegas Golden Knights to handle, and Vegas will get cursed after letting Bruce Cassidy walk. Mark my words. Sorry, John Tortorella, you are not going to win the Stanley Cup this year, because I think the Carolina Hurricanes have had amazing goaltending throughout the Finals, and they're getting so many offensive productions from everybody on the team. And I think it's just going to be too much for Vegas to handle, because for Vegas, it's basically been Jack Eichel, Mitch Marner, that's it. Carolina, everybody collectively has gotten solid offensive jobs done, and also they're playing solid defense with the puck. So, in the end, I, Bill Man the Sports Guy, had the Carolina Hurricanes winning the Stanley Cup Finals in 6 games, and I also have the San Antonio Spurs winning the NBA Finals in 6 games. Alrighty, let's just go ahead and jump to a couple NHL teams. So, 2 teams we're going to talk about today. The Winnipeg Jets and the New York Rangers. Let's start off with the Jets. The Winnipeg Jets in the Western Central Division, they finished with a record in 82 games played, 35, 35, 12 for 82 points. They had a goals for of 231, goals against 260, a goal differential minus 29. Yikes. They were 19, 16, and 6 at home, but 16, 19, and 6 on the road. Kind of strange. They were 5-5-0 in their last 10 and lost their last 4 games of the season. Then if we go to the player stats for the Winnipeg Jets, let's start off with the goaltending. Connor Hellebuyck played all 57 games and started 57 games, went 23, 23, and 11 with a 286 goals against, 895 save percentage. Eric Comrie started 24 out of the 25 games played, with a record of 12, 11, and 1 with a 313 goals against, 890 save percentage. And Thomas Milik started 1 out of 3 games, lost his only game. Goals against, 346, and a save percentage, 871. Not good. Then if we go to the skaters, Mark Scheifele, arguably the best player the Jets had all season long, in 82 games played, 36 goals, 67 assists for 103 points. Kyle Connor, in 82 games played, had 39 goals, 53 assists for 92 points. That's really good. But then this is where the offense sort of falls off a bit. Gabe Vilardi in 82 games played, 30 goals. That's pretty good, but 39 assists for 69 points. Josh Morrissey in 77 games played, 14 goals, 41 assists for 55 points. Cole Perfetti in 68 games played, 12 goals, 20 assists for 32 points. Alex Iafallo in 79 games played, 13 goals, 16 assists for 29 points. Jonathan Toews played his first full season since the 22-23 season with the Chicago Blackhawks. He did play all 82 games played and scored 11 goals, 18 assists for 29 points. Not bad. Morgan Barron, 65 games played, 11 goals, 12 assists for 23 points. Adam Lowry, 70 games played, 5 goals, 16 assists for 21 points. Yikes. And then Nino Niederreiter in 61 games played, 8 goals, 11 assists for 19 points. And to tie it is Dylan DeMello, who also had the same amount of points, but in all 82 games played, had 3 goals, 16 assists. So yikes. Okay, do the Winnipeg Jets need to go on a full rebuild? Because think of the potential value they could get if they were to trade Josh Morrissey, Mark Scheifele, Kyle Connor, even Connor Hellebuck. Well, Hellebuck, the value might be there, but also at the same time might not. So, Winnipeg Jet fans, do you guys go on a full-on rebuild, or do you guys basically brush away last season, improve the team in the offseason, and then have a much better 2026-27 season? Because looking at your team and looking at some of the team's stats, I think the main problem was goaltending. All 3 goalies they had that played this season did not have a save percentage at .900 or above. And offensively, they were okay at times, but they weren't like really, really great if you compare them to, let's say, the Tampa Bay Lightning, the Carolina Hurricanes, the Montreal Canadiens, the Las Vegas Golden Knights, you name them. And while Toews had not bad of a first year back in the NHL, but Cole Perfetti, Gabe Vilardi, Vilardi had okay numbers. Cole Perfetti, not so much. Alex Iafallo, Morgan Barron, even Adam Lowry needs to have a better year because, I'm sorry, 21 points in 70 games, that's just not going to cut it. So, let me know your thoughts on the Winnipeg Jets in the comment section below. Now we're going to go to another team in the New York Rangers. The New York Rangers, in 82 games played, had a record of 34, 39, and 9 for 77 points. Their goals for was 238, goals against 250, goal differential minus 12. Eek. Which is also for dead last in the Eastern Metropolitan Division. Now, if we go to the Ranger players. So, their actual leading goal scorer was obviously Mika Zibanejad in 81 games played, 34 goals, 44 assists for 78 points. That's solid. That's pretty good. Now, Alexei Lafreniere and former Ranger Artemi Panarin, before getting traded to the Kings, both of them tied for second place. Lafreniere, in 82 games played, 24 goals, 33 assists for 57 points. But if I talk about Panarin's, before he got traded to the Kings, in 52 games played, 19 goals, 38 assists for 57 points. Now, the only difference is Panarin had a big plus-minus record than Lafreniere. JT Miller, 68 games played, 17 goals, 36 assists for 53 points. Vincent Trocheck in 67 games played, 16 goals, 37 assists for 53 points. Adam Fox in 55 games played, 9 goals, 44 assists for 53 points. Will Collier, 82 games played, 20 goals, 18 assists for 38 points. Vladislav Gavrikov, 82 games played, 14 goals, 21 assists for 35 points. Gabe Perreault, 49 games played, 12 goals, 15 assists for 27 points. Noah Laba, 74 games played, 9 goals, 15 assists for 24 points. And last but not least, Ty Carte, in 64 games played, 8 goals, 14 assists for 22 points. Yep, that sounds about right. And then if we go to the goalies, Dylan Greenland, Spencer Martin played 9 games combined. Martin in 6 games played had a record of 1-3-0 with a .413 goals against, .864 save percentage. That's not going to cut it. And then for Grand, 2-0-1 with a 162 goals against, .948 save percentage. But Jonathan Quick, who did retire, played 24 out of the 25 games played, had a record of 6-17-2 with a .309 goals against, .891 save percentage. Igor Shesterkin started and played in all 51 games, had a record of 25-19-6 with a .250 goals against, .912 save percentage. All right. New York Ranger fans, you guys are officially on a rebuild, I guess, because, Jacob Trouba, who they brought in, got traded. So after that, it just safely told me that nobody's job was safe. And the other thing is, who is truly the Rangers' bright future? Because Igor Shesterkin should still be there, assuming if the Rangers are going to win a cup. Alexi Lafreniere, I felt like he's come around at times. Mika Zibanejad still doing solid. JT Miller playing like meh at times. And then after that, that's really it. So I believe the Rangers need a retool. Unlike the Winnipeg Jets. So, New York Ranger fans, I want to know your guys' thoughts. How do you guys get better from here? Because this season was surely a disappointment, especially when your entire division was competitive. All right, this concludes episode 263 of Bill Man the Sport Guys podcast. I'm your host, Bill Man the Sports Guy. Always remember, for the latest weekly news of the NFL, NBA, MLB, NHL, college sports, WNBA, this is the podcast to be. I hope you all have a great week. Stay tuned for episode number 264. Rock on.